Hi guys, Deck here today to record the first ever podcast for Football Manager Handheld Vibe on FMHVibe.co.uk. Today joining me is Jens.
Hi Declan, you look sexy today.
And Dino, who is known as Hammy.
Hello, how you doing?
Right, so you've both been playing Football Manager on PSP and iPhone for quite a while, is that correct?
Only PSP here, unfortunately.
Yeah, here the same, but I have been playing it since 2006.
And what about you, Dino? How long have you been playing it?
Since it come out.
So 2006?
No, it come out before that. 2005 was the first one. Wasn't it?
2006.
Oh, it was 2006. The first one was just Football Manager Handheld, and it was the version of 2006.
Yeah, and then 2007 followed it.
Yeah. Alright then, well I've been doing it since it come out anyway. I've been playing it since it come out.
Yeah, so who's your favourite players? Personally for me it's the young Brazilian who had the different name. I forgot his name.
Gaucho?
Who?
Paulo Henrique?
No, he had a different name in two. It began with L.
With what?
Lulinia or something like that.
Lulina. That's it. He had Lula as well in the one before.
Yeah, Lulinha.
Yeah, him.
Yep. He was alright. He was pretty good actually.
He was a good attack mid. How about you, Jens?
You mean like ever or just of this year?
Ever.
Well, I think it's just Eden Hazard.
Epic.
Is that because he's Belgium, or do you just like his quality?
He's just one of the greatest talents of this moment, and he's one of the best I have ever played on the game. So yeah, it's just not because he's Belgium.
And aren't you going to say any West Ham players? Do you know?
No, I'm not. I'm actually going to say Julian Sheba from last year's game. I know you kind of stolen him this year.
You mean the Justin Bieber-like player?
Yeah, him, the German. I had him last year for Celtic, and I had him for Blackburn, and he scored bucket loads of goals for me up front. So, yeah.
I actually think I had him on 2008 as Celtic as well. But
yeah, stop gassing.
something like that. I'm not actually overly sure. I had something like him now. I just can't remember who.
I doubt it. He's too young. He's only like 21 now.
Yeah, but don't forget he can go up to 15. Well, as young as 15. Because I found this good player called Amani when having a look at the save game challenge options, and he's in Dutch and he's 16. He's quite good if you want to check him out sometime.
I once was a very big fan of Nuri Sahin, the Turkish player.
He was good last year, wasn't he? Because he had a Bosman.
Yeah, he was on 2006 and he was just very good. And he was my favorite player, even above Cardenas, who was very good on 2006.
Sahin, he can play the holding role, can't he? Holding midfield role.
No, he was an attack mid, wasn't he?
Yeah, back then he was still attacking midfield.
I prefer him deeper. I prefer him in his deeper role.
Yeah, he wouldn't suit my formations because I prefer to play with a defence mid and two attack mids, or an attack mid and a defence mid. I don't really like the neutral players.
Yeah, but I mean, in FMHVibe, players very often switch formations. Like I once had a player in 2007. He was a striker. Next year he was an attacking midfielder, and this year he's a defender.
That's just weird.
That's crazy.
That's he's gone from front to back.
Yeah, that's some heavy shizzle.
Didn't Drogba go from back to front because he was at a defence right when he started? And now he's in a striker.
Who?
Anyone? Drogba.
Yeah, he started as a defender. Also, didn't Bale start off as a striker as well in his youth days?
I know he went to left back, didn't he, before he became this attacking...
I'm sure he started off as a striker, but they thought he'd be better at left back, and then obviously he's developed into a winger.
I don't know. Don't they play mostly as a left winger?
Yeah. But when he first went to Southampton, he went as a striker. But because they had like Walcott and a couple of other youngsters that were pretty promising, they put him at left back.
On the subject of Drogba, Bale and that kind of thing, who do you think's been the best player of 2011 then?
I haven't really played it as much as I'd have liked to, but from my experience, then Tevez is pretty much a hot shot on the game.
I think that's similar to me because I've got Drogba, and normally them kind of players develop really well, even though they're not as young as everyone wants them to be.
Well, I'm afraid I have to say this, but the best players on the game are usually the regions.
The
The
regions.
Oh.
Because they're just
some of
too damn good.
Realistic.
I mean, I haven't seen one of my players ever score 56 goals in 45 games.
Like me. I always score that many.
Beck, what I told you about blowing your own trumpet, son.
No, Drogba sometimes scores 50-odd goals in 4
Tell a lie though. I said Tevez, but I found Nigel de Jong. He's actually kind of a beastly player.
De Jong? Nah.
Yes, he's hard. Sitting in midfield, oh my.
I guess you haven't read my guide I did with Patrick, because
I did.
We sold him right away.
Yeah, it was like kind of a spoof of my guide. It's I done a guide as well, and you kind of spoofed it up.
Yeah, well, we don't really like Manchester City.
Fair enough.
Yeah, what I forgot what I was going to say now you got on the subject of Man City. Oh yeah, what about Sugar Daddy then? What are your opinions on it? Do you use it? Do you not use it? Do you like to use it for a fun game, or...
It's despicable. I only use it if I really want to fuck my team up like they did with Chelsea. Seriously. It's despicable. It's like Manchester City. Now they were just a middle class team, and now they have pumped a lot of money in it, and suddenly they are top of Europe. It shouldn't be like that.
Well, I agree with that, but sometimes getting a good money also means reputation increasing, and if you do it to an extent like some people do, it does mess up your reputation and your how much you expect to win, and you can get sacked really easy. So it kind of balances it out.
Yeah, but then again, if you have the unsackable option, then it's gone again.
Yeah, that's true, but that does take 10 seasons to get unless you download it.
Do you know the worst thing? I haven't played FMH this year's version enough to actually unlock anything. Swear down, I haven't. I just don't like. Still interested in it and everything. Yeah, I still have a look around, but I've played 3 seasons with Man City and that's it.
To be fair, that's all I've played, and I own the site, so...
Yeah, but I just haven't unlocked anything at all, and Manchester City are not easy to please.
Right? The only thing I still have to unlock is the lone player thing, but the rest I've all got them. I've done it.
The lone player thing's actually quite easy, it's just people don't know what to do with it.
What do you do with it?
I always try to get a good striker or a good midfielder, but it's just so very damn hard to get a good player to perform good at your team.
That's true, you need to do it with low league really, and try and get a championship player in and get them to win Player of the Year or whatever you need.
Still, I was once managing Anderlecht, the Belgium team, and then I got Manchester United to hire me Nani, and he still didn't win anything.
That's really strange. Maybe they've made it.
How old was Nani? How old was Nani?
23. It was the first season.
That is weird.
Very weird.
You're a poor manager.
No, my team won the Euro Cup and the title that season. So my striker scored like, I don't know, 40 goals. So.
Right, I'm going to just go off this subject now and go on to general football, if that's okay with both of you.
Fine
Who's
by
going
me.
to win the Champions League?
I reckon it's going to be Man United. Although Barcelona played a better football, which is undeniable, they beat a Manchester United team that weren't as together before 2 years ago. That the team that Man United have now, they work for each other. There's no star names. It's not Messi versus Ronaldo. That's not like they don't put the game into a shadow. You got Messi on one side and you got a team on the other side. I think Man United will do it, but only by a goal, the odd goal. It won't be anything like major.
Jens?
I don't know. It's like when I was rooting for England at the World Cup, but Spain won it. I want Barca to win, but I really hope it's Manchester United. But what Dean said about being Messi against Man United, I don't think that's right. I mean, that's the power of Barcelona. They also fight for each other, and that's the power of a team. And I think we're gonna see a really exciting final.
I didn't mean it as in like it's a one-man team at Barcelona. I know like their teamwork's like second to none, pretty much. But what I was trying to say was like the last time they played in the final, it was Ronaldo versus Messi. It weren't Man United versus Barcelona. Now it's more Man United because they're a collective group rather than one man, Ronaldo. They don't focus on one man. It's the whole team that work together.
Yeah,
that's very true. I'm gonna say Barca just because I think Man U aren't physical enough to stop the flow that Barca have, whereas Chelsea have done it successfully over the past few years and not successfully over some occasions, but it's always been close because we're a physical squad.
But
I agree with...
United just knocked Chelsea out this year, so I think that United have got a really good shot.
Do you know Man United's strength will be in the wings because Nani and Valencia do their fair share of work. So they'll come back and help out with Messi and they'll help out with Pedro. But in the middle, they've still got the same three in the middle that they had 2 years ago when they lost it. And that could be a worry because Iniesta and Xavi are going to run riot.
I think they're going to play Park again. I mean, Park's a powerhouse. He can deal with the likes of Ashley Cole, but will he deal with the likes of Messi and Xavi and that? And to be honest, Fletcher's not really good enough to play against Iniesta.
Fletcher's underrated. Fletcher's the most underrated player in the English game. I'm telling you, Fletcher's brilliant.
You know, I think it's gonna be depending on whether the Busquets gets to play. You know, I once saw Joshua Eskew, the author of Holding Midfield blogs. I saw him write an interesting piece, and there was no Busquets but Keita, and so some players could team up with each other against Iniesta. Because Keita wasn't really dangerous, but if Busquets is going to play, then they will need 12 players to beat Barcelona.
Stick Fergie on.
So I just think it will be the matter whether Busquets will play or not.
I think Man U have had quite a bit of luck over the past few years though with the Champions League. I mean, not only the Champions League, the league a few times. They've always got a last-minute goal or always had big game decisions, like not had a penalty not given against them.
Do you know what tips
that
it?
Look might carry on.
Do you know what tips it for me for Man United? It's going to be Van der Sar's last game, and I'm telling you, them boys, in the Man United dressing room are not going to want to come out and lose Van der Sar's last game for what he's done at the club. Like the way he's been kept goal for the last however long. They're just going to want to win it for him.
That's interesting. I mean, there's so many factors and we can't predict it. So, 2 for Man U and for Barca? That's fair?
That could be the scoreline on the night.
Okay then. I'm gonna come on that subject. Kind of stray off a tiny bit and say, who do you think the best signing of season's been?
For me, it's been in the Premiership or over Europe?
Anywhere.
For me, it's definitely been Odin Wingy. West Brom.
I'm totally agreeing with that. I mean, people are saying Hernandez, which I'm sure Jens is probably going to go, yeah, it's Hernandez.
I'm going to go with Raul.
Oh, that's a fair point as well.
Oh, it's a tough one.
yeah, but,
Raul. Thanks to Raul, Schalke managed to get this far in the Champions League.
Yeah, but then again, you're looking at Schalke, top name in Europe, and West Brom. Yeah. Pretty much nailed on relegation certainties at the start of the season.
Really bad in the German competition. They only have won the German Cup with a lot of luck. They've done shit in the German competition, and then they've come this far in the Champions League. It's just impressive. That's Raul.
That's this season though. That's this season only. They're up there with the best of them. Like they've won the Bundesliga how many times? West Brom are a yo-yo club. They're like the old Sunderland. They go up a season, go down a season, go up a season, go down a season. it's like
right. So Oda Wingate, for me, he's been one of the best players. I mean, he's started well. He's assisted at key times, and I think on that we should end. So thank you, Jens and Dino, for coming on today. I'm sure you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to see you all subscribe, like on Twitter, and see you on FMHVibe. Okay, see ya. Bye.